bit of bloody after commentary with Vampyr because of the OBS deciding it doesn't like me or something. I am giving these things interesting names, it seems. But anyways, we finished our little chit-chat with Lady Ashbury last time, and we have our nice little deal going on with ex-Nurse Crane, who's now helping out with her little hospital down in Whitechapel. So everything's going pretty well at the moment, and we have some blood to examine. Because evidently there was something wrong with that blood, and we would like to figure out what that is. But unfortunately, let's see, at this point I was basically going on. Basically, I was going on about some stuff to do with the medicines, and analyzing that blood unlocked a new serum, but basically, we can't cure the third level of diseases yet, is what I was mentioning there in the actual live recording.
The highly unstable blood of the Skulls.
But apparently the blood, we're starting to suspect there's some connection between the epidemic that we have going on here and the whole vampires running rampant in London thing. We're starting to suspect there's a little bit of a connection between the two, and at some point are going to want to start looking into what precisely that connection is. And for reasons I've stated before, if you want to see what that text says, you can read it yourself. I wouldn't normally do this, but because of the way things are working out, in this episode I can't actually read the text properly since it's in the smaller video screen present for my editor rather than something more relevant. But we need a word with Swansea, or Swansea. I'm not actually sure how you say his name. Hey there.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please
something
speak,
important to tell me. Why do I have a bad feeling about this?
This strain of flu. It's very different.
And very
from the one I saw in
interesting.
Europe.
So the flu is
downright
different
peculiar.
from the one that
Really?
was on mainland
What makes
Europe
you
during
say
the
that?
war, apparently. We analyzed the blood, or the symptoms were different in France, or it's so obvious. Well, I don't think it's so obvious. Yes.
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
Analyzed
I see.
the blood.
Do you have anything
apparently
more
what I
to
went
go on?
with.
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu,
And
but its
It's
effects differ
spread
greatly.
and looks like the Spanish
London
flu,
strain
apparently,
is
but
different from
it
the
does
continental
different
one.
stuff.
Well, this is very interesting.
Well,
Did
this
you
is
find
getting
something else?
more and more interesting. Indeed. And I missed whatever that was.
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people
Interesting. But
become
yeah, this whole
violent.
situation's getting more and more
You mean like
interesting
rabies?
with the
Is there a chance we could create a
potential
vaccine,
for
Jonathan,
the
like
flu to
Pasteur?
be used to turn
Stove,
people
that
into
would be smashing.
vampires going on right now.
There's a lot
Which,
we're not seeing
spoiler alert,
But
would
it is
not be a
spreading,
good
and
thing
quickly.
if that was the
If
case.
we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here
Fantastic
in front of us.
opportunity,
A
weapon of choice? I
What
don't
on
get
earth
it.
do you
What's
mean?
so fantastic about
Why,
this?
you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
Turn London into my realm. Well, if we were looking to become a vampire emperor or something like that, then that would be interesting, but we're not. But seeing as Johnny Boy here is a surgeon that deals a lot in blood-related things, it would be a lie to say he hadn't thought about this, I would think.
I admit it did occur to me. Blood seems to be the common factor in all of this.
I totally agree. We're in uncharted territory here. Maybe it's just
But
wishful
Edgar
thinking.
here seems to be a lot more
Imagine the
enthusiastic
possibilities.
about the prospect
We'll
than
discuss
we
this more
are, I
later.
have to admit.
Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan.
What is it you needed to speak
As
to
I
me about?
said, I
And why do I
needed to
suddenly have a
talk to
bad
you.
feeling about this?
I have some rather
Bad news, you say?
Yes?
I'm afraid
Our
it's
sister.
your sister.
Oh dear.
My sister.
Yes,
She's
her
to be buried
burial.
this
That will
evening
be
at
it.
Whitechapel Cemetery.
That will be it.
Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Time to attend the sister's funeral. The sister, moreover, whom we killed and drained of all her blood at the very start of the game. This is not going to be pleasant, not pleasant in the slightest. The sister we killed and drained of her blood. We now have to attend her funeral. And let's be honest, for Jonathan, awkward does not even begin to cover what this is going to be like. Not only do we have to attend our sister's funeral, but we are undoubtedly going
I
to
never
have to
thought
do it
I would
in
have to attend my
private
murdered sister's funeral.
and hiding from everyone,
Mary.
because
I can't forgive
we
myself.
can't exactly let our mother see
I'll
us,
find the truth about
because
what
then we
happened
would
to
have
us.
to answer some
swear.
uncomfortable questions. Questions that we don't really have a way to answer without revealing, oh, I'm a vampire, that's how I'm still alive, which we can't actually do. But the cemetery is over in Whitechapel, so we have to get over there and run from the sky. I just agitated, apparently. Or do we actually fight him? I do not remember, but we did a bit of running there. I don't recall if I actually ended up fighting and killing the guy. I guess we'll find out together. As for how I don't remember this stuff, well, I'm doing the audio re-recording for this quite a long while after I actually recorded the video, so my memories of the actual recording session are not the best, unfortunately. So, I don't actually know what happens in a lot of cases. But in this one, we've got his health down low enough that I think it's safe to assume I do indeed manage to kill him. Though not without getting hit by one of those fucking leap attacks that he's so fond of. And healing myself through the use of what little blood I have left. Come on. Well, a second leap attack, apparently, there. Let's run away a little bit. I don't recall. Do we have any of those serums left? Because if the answer was yes, now would be an appropriate time to make use of them. And heal our ass. But I believe that we do not. In fact, if I remember rightly, we used them all up during our battle with those two vampire hunters. Or not, I think we just used one of them. And then it became a waste, because we got hit. And dodge leaping attack, thank God. Wet Boot Boy's note. This is some sort of gang, I think, that one of those people we talked to in Whitechapel proper was involved with. So, yes.
I'm sure Albert would like to know.
We found a collectible for Albert Palmer. I'm gonna end up delivering it to him at some point, but not right now. This is not the time. Unfortunately, we can't do that delivery right now for a couple of reasons. Number one being we have a funeral to attend. Number two, however, is just the fact that I don't want to go back into that part of Whitechapel right now, because we'd have to fight through a stupid number of vampire hunters. We're undoubtedly going to get in the way in order to do so. Okay. We're having to take a little bit of a roundabout route to get to our destination, it seems. And it's not going particularly well for us. It's taking bloody ages to get there. That, or I managed to take a wrong turn somewhere. Which I hope wasn't the case, but it's not a possibility I'm willing to rule out, because I have taken wrong turns before. Blackwell Fahlberg. I don't actually know what that is, to be honest. But I know what time it is. It's eat rats to fill up our blood meter time.
Despicable.
Disgusting as it is, we do need some blood on hand for the next time we get into a big fight. And there's a couple of vampire hunters. Lovely. Just lovely. Heal myself a little and start our fight with the 3 of them, which I initially assumed would just be 2 because I'm an idiot. But yes, 3 on 1. I don't mind though. They're just the random goons you find around town, so less of a threat than a boss fight would be, but as you can see from how quickly my health goes down in this battle, still challenging. And still an enemy that I would rather not fight too often, just because of how much of a pain in the ass they prove to be a lot of times. In addition to just being tough to kill, they're just annoying in larger numbers. And I don't mean they're all tough to kill, just when there's a lot of them, it's tough to kill all of them, is what I'm trying to say there. A bit of looty McLoot loot, of course. And rat nomming. Time to nom down on some rats.
This is despicable.
Which, this fight reminds me, I really need to see about getting myself, and some people at the hospital have extra conversation stuff. As I was saying, I really need to see about getting myself some weapons that can stun people, as we had failed to run away from one enemy. I need to get myself something to stun my enemies with, because if they're stunned, then I can drink their blood, and therefore regain blood mid-battle by consuming the blood of my foes. Heal myself up a bunch more using some of my stored blood supply. Now there's the big guy across the bridge, who we are inevitably going to have to do battle with. Because these guys are always so fucking stubborn and never want to just let me go past. He turns around, of course.
Turn around, sir. Stop now!
And I think I was trying to wait and see if he would turn back around, as well as trying to determine if there was an alternate route. But I quickly decided no alternate route, and he wasn't going to turn back around. So we get into a fight. And because this is one of the big guys, they're a little bit challenging to bring down. Just because they take a lot of hits to kill, since, I'm assuming, they have so much more health. These guys are really tough to kill. As you saw with the boss version of them in the last episode, they are really tricky to bring down, since you just have to hit them a lot, and they hit really hard. And have a tendency to both hit you with the butt of their rifle and stab you with the bayonet. Neither of which are exactly conducive to the health of our vampire doctor friend here. Grab us some loot, and across the bridge we go. Into the Stonebridge Cemetery. This immediate area is crisscrossed with Priwen guards, who will try and disembowel us with a rusty spoon the moment we show our face. So of course, me, like an idiot, decides to waltz right up to them, in the hopes I can just get past with no issue, which fails. I don't know why I thought I'd be able to sneak past these guys. That's only worked for me 1, maybe 2 times total. But I'm still fighting the bastards, and they love them some anti-vampire grenades, as well as light machine guns, apparently. Or whatever the fuck those are supposed to be. And at this point, I'm so badly wounded, I don't try and continue the fight intelligently enough, and just run for the hills. So I got away from that with my life intact, so now, if I remember rightly, it is time to go rat hunting and find myself a few insects with which to replenish my supply of blood and therefore health. So I'm just going to be having a look around and seeing what I can come across. That's not a hideout we're in here. At the moment I am playing Batman the Vampire, it seems. Traversing the rooftops and everything. And we managed to ambush those couple of guys we were fighting before. Bring one of them down. There were only 2 left, and they weren't looking so hot in the first place, so I rather quickly finish off the lot, and we're golden, at least for the time being. So right here is the gate that we have to go through to continue the main quest. And I just head on through.
I don't know if I have the strength.
But there's an investigation side quest to find someone who is in trouble. We head on over to do that and find 2, as I will discover later, rather high-level vampires. Make that 3, actually, harassing a woman. so I decide to try and finish them off. But, as you will discover momentarily, my skills are not up to par. And they will finish me off. So yes, I'm telling you ahead of time, I'm not going to win this fight. Because that's what's going to happen. We die in this fight. And I don't believe I decided to give it a second attempt. Indeed, I'm almost certain I didn't. Come on. Yep. Health is dropping fast. And they've just got us on all angles. We don't really have anything we can do now, and my health has dropped to a fraction, so I am running. But are they following me? I don't recall. Apparently not. One Pruin down there. But for whatever reason, me, like an idiot, decided it would be a good idea to go back and give it another try when I had less health left than I did when I first engaged them. I honestly don't know what I was thinking here. In fact, I'm fairly certain I was not thinking. And there you have the death. We were just finished off. So, I failed to help out the widow with those vampires, and this is where I am going to call this episode, with me having been killed by the vampires. I'll see you for the next one and the final bit of my post-commentary. See you then, folks. See you then. Ta-ta for now.